Hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. Let's see if we can get all this stuff set up today. Welcome back, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is the live stream. Live stream day. Hope everybody's doing well today. Da, da, da. Let's get going. Let's start up with the rugby today. So for those of you who are new, oh, maybe a hold on button. There we go. Swap. For those of you that are new, I'm Rookzer0. We are making some D&D characters that were submitted by the community. If you have a character you'd like to see drawn, you're welcome to post it in the comments, and I will add it to the list. But we're going to start off drawing our little goblin friend. I hope everybody's day is going well. We're listening to some Will Savino today. Not a sponsor, but I like their music. It's up on Patreon. You can go check that stuff out. Link down below. And yeah, we're going to start off with the goblin. Bri, how are you today? Druid, welcome, welcome.
Hey.
How are you today?
Pretty good.
That is good to hear.
A little distracted because I've got Sierra and my other ear playing Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, yeah. I saw that right before I was starting to stream. I was like, oh, no. But I'm not on Twitch, so it's all right. If you guys want to go watch someone play Kingdom Hearts, I highly suggest it. Our friend Sierra is over there jamming out on Twitch today. I can't do a real raid, but maybe we'll raid after the stream. See if we can figure that out. Ah, thank you. Yeah, I love those little emotes. They make me so happy. Thank you for the tip. I do appreciate that. I should probably start doing workout stuff again, but I've just been doing it before the stream. I don't know if it's fun. I don't know if it's fun for everybody hearing me suffer quietly in the background. I'm gonna draw a mushy boy. I don't know. That's a Druid thing. Druid's the one that draws the mushy boys.
Yeah. Which makes me think that that was probably directed at me because Bionic's been around long enough to know that. Yeah, I'll probably draw a mushy boy. No, you know, actually, I think I'm gonna do a veggie pygmy today.
Unless Bionic thinks that your art is my art, in which case, oh no.
In which case, thank you. I'm flattered.
Yep. This is a scruffy rugby. This is like Scooby-Doo rugby.
Needs a...
Needs more of a goatee.
And a hot meal and...
A sandwich.
A good night's sleep.
Ugh. Hash brown, that is indeed a mushy boy. Disturbing. How is everybody today? I hope your week is going well. It is a Wednesday, like most Wednesdays. I spent a little time last night on World of Warcraft looking at the auction house because they changed it, and it's chaos. It's mass chaos. It's great. Chaos. It always makes me happy when game designers are like, hey, let's do this thing, that'll help, and then everything just goes to shit. It's like, yep, that's normal.
It is very reassuring when professionals make the exact same fucking mistake I make.
Mm-hmm. What happens if you have infinite time and money? Shit still breaks. Every time. You know that thing we prepared for? Oops.
Hey, it turns out our infinite time and money wasn't actually so infinite.
Yep. Oops, all crunch berries. No, he shut me up before I could talk. What happened? Oh, what? Cold Tooth, welcome in. Hello, hello. I've been messing around with the jack PC port. What does that mean? Like the headphone jack? When is a Wednesday not like a Wednesday? That's fair, I guess. I mean, days can feel like different things, especially if you have like a weird schedule. Wednesdays can be Mondays. Sundays can be Fridays. I used to have Monday, Tuesday off every week, so my days felt all kinds of weird. All kinds of weird. You know what we should do when we're done streaming? We should get everybody to go over to the Twitch and then just raid Sierra for fun. Just only start a Twitch stream so we can raid Sierra. I guess it would make more sense just to go to Sierra's channel. That's from Alice in Wonderland, and that's a great picture. I always thought it was weird that for some reason it was not muting me for like 10 seconds in. Weird. No, I don't know. I don't know. I always thought it was weird that in the movie the caterpillar gets so mad he turns into a butterfly. And it's like, that's not how anything works. That's not how. Maybe it is. Maybe they go into like a feverish rage and just cocoon themselves. I have nightmare fuel if people want it, which I kind of love. If you don't like nightmare fuel, please run away. A bunch of scientists have been genetically splicing spider web protein creation into silk moths so that they make their cocoons out of spider silk because it's stronger.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's terrifying because that just kills them. like there's no way for them to get out of their cocoon. They just kind of die. I would assume, but like, it's an interesting way to produce spider silk.
Yeah, I mean, it seems much smarter to me to do it that way than to do what they did first, which was splice it into goats so that their goat milk produced spider silk proteins.
As someone who is biology adjacent, things that make proteins just like making proteins. So if you can trick them into making a different kind, bing bang boom.
Yeah. Which isn't actually that hard.
Nope. What was the other thing I was thinking of? Goat's milk, spider milk, spider weave, caterpillars. Dang it! I had another comment and I forgot what it was. Oh well. It was more nightmare fuel, so it probably doesn't really matter at the end of the day. This music is super chill today. I love that, Mushy Boy. With the knife. I choose violence. Spider milk cheese. I can't read this meme. It's too small. These are the rule books, correct? The blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I can't read that. Hold on. I gotta click on it. The rules say that a normal character with 18 strength can lift a ton. I don't know if that's true, but we'll continue for the meme. If you make a specific build and add some magic items, they can become basically superheroes that can suplex a Drask. That is also an extension of expending disbelief. Sounds good to me. I assume that's supposed to be the DM. So they survive terminal velocity fall isn't far-fetched. No, it makes no sense they can't survive fall like that. I disagree. I think, yeah. Like, one, strength shouldn't have anything to do with how much you can fall. That should be constitution-based or acrobatics-based. But there is definitely a point, and I've said this before, once you can survive terminal velocity, it doesn't matter how far you fall. I.e., see Baby Ducks and Master Chief.
And also cats.
And also cats. Boop, 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 boop. Which maybe it has something to do with muscles, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why that would be based on your strength. I do like the idea of D&D characters being superheroes, though. Like, that feels right in my head when it comes down to like hero points and shoot, I need to finish that video. When it comes down to like hero points and just kind of general spells and stuff, like you basically are just super powered. I'm gonna give him an eyeball over here instead of hiding it behind his head. All right, there's our little derp goblin rugby. I'm gonna give him a little bit of shading just because I want to warm up more. So we're gonna go like this. Do dumb cats work with that theory? I mean, yes, I think so. I mean, don't throw any cats out of buildings. They can still get hurt.
Yeah.
But
it's just they're very unlikely to die from it.
Cats have an innate ability to not want to be upside down, partially because their body, they have little flaps. They have little arm flaps. By no means is it a wing, but it's enough to slow them down. They got all that fluff. That mixed with their springy joints, and they can land from really high places.
Yeah. They're likely to break their legs or something else.
Once again, do not throw your cat out windows.
Please do not.
But if you and your cat both fall from the same height, there's a very good chance your cat will survive and you might not. So that's really all I'm saying.
That is the context that everybody on the internet needs to understand, right?
Yeah. I contend that spikes makes fall from any speed 100% more dangerous. Yes, I agree. That's why they're against the Geneva Convention. You're not allowed to have spike pits. Can I throw the tabaxi out the window? I mean, probably. Can you? Yeah. Should you? Probably not.
Don't defenestrate your tabaxis.
Plus, they're probably just getting away if you throw them out the window. They probably wanted to go out that window anyhow.
Yeah, that's probably true.
D&D characters are exceptional. Even in 1E or 2E, you were abnormal. Yeah, I think that's the case. And that's another thing with, like, if any priest and or cleric could cast Cure Disease, it would be a utopia. Like, there would be no reason for anything. It's like everybody would just pray to this deity to make infinite food and cure all diseases. Like, humanity's done. That's it.
Yeah, the Druids would make sure there was no global warming.
Yep.
And probably prevent ice ages.
But also in that case, like, maybe that is the case. Maybe life is pretty good, and that's why necromancy's so messed up, and everyone's scared of undead. It's kind of like the only thing left.
Maybe.
All that magic made everybody's death not death, or not final. Now we got necromancers everywhere.
I've wondered this a couple of times. I wonder if the fact that, like, because of magic there is a potential for food to be so abundant that maybe poison isn't necessarily like an effective strategy for evolution, and so maybe that's why all of the poisons suck.
Interesting. It could be. I think it's just a mechanical thing.
Oh no, totally. I'm just
because, like, I think the real problem with poisons in D&D is, like, that's not really how poisons work. There's very few poisons that are super fast acting that don't kill you, right? It's like, this one makes you nauseous. It's like, no, this one either hurts and doesn't kill you or kills you, and that's it. I mean, they still hurt, but, like, think about, like, some of the wasp stings, right? If you were fighting for your life and you got stung by a wasp, it would suck, but you're not dead, right? That in itself doesn't kill you. Whereas, like, scorpion toxins to smaller creatures, if you get stung, it paralyzes you, right? So, like, therefore, poisons aren't damage. They should be paralytics if we are amping them up. And so damage doesn't kill you, ergo, all poisons do 0 damage and have side effects. That would also make sense for poisons. It's not as fun. Yeah. So, like, there's a lot of weird reasons that poison isn't just extra damage, and I think D&D kind of skirts the line to not do that, and it's a choice. Druids can use good berries countless times to feed a ton of people. Yeah, I mean, like with magic, I think with magic there's just the inherent possibility of breaking the universe, right? Anybody with a teleport spell solves the world. Like, we still have that. If we had teleportation, like, fuck it. we win.
But who's we and who are we winning against?
Just the universe. Like, the human race wins. You win existence when teleportation is a function.
Yes, okay, I'm just going to agree with you and ignore geopolitics and capitalism.
Okay, yes. Those aside, because if all of those things are capable, but if we had a means of long distance transportation that didn't require planes, boats, or cars, it just only took energy, like, would be amazing.
I was thinking specifically that, and I didn't want to get into this, but I'm just going to say it. Capitalism kind of functions based on the idea that a group of people has access to resources that other groups of people do not have access to.
Sure.
So my idea was, like, having access to all of that power is not necessarily going to make a utopia. It depends on who that power is given to and how they think about their interactions with the world around them.
Sure. So that's a very negative stance on the human race, which is fine because it's not untrue, right? Like, capitalism is not perfect.
Yes.
But
I'm not saying that's going to be every instance. I'm just saying that it is going to be an instance.
But you're forgetting I think Star Trek did this the best, and this is the same thing for D&D. So I'm bringing this back before we go off in a weird direction.
Good, because I don't want to talk about
in Star Trek. The reason that the human race, which did survive like a nuclear apocalypse, the reason that the human race switched over to essentially a utopian communist society, is because as soon as you have a food replicator, something that can turn direct energy, which you can get freely from, say, the sun, into something, then money is pointless, right? So, like, there would be an initial collapse and a panic, and capitalism doesn't work. But there's no reason not to give people food if it doesn't cost anything. So, yes, you'll initially... And then you have the Ferengi, right? So the Ferengi found something that cannot be replicated, and that's what Latinum is. So, essentially, like, that's the system. And so they broker in things that are rare and unique, but it's very bespoke. So, like, people can still grow things and have restaurants, but it's because they love to do it, not because they're going to make any money, because the money doesn't matter. It's just the only thing that's left is time and intent. Yeah. So yes, there's horrible things that could happen for it, but if we could teleport stuff, like, our society could advance just immensely, and it would be amazing. Anywho, so moving on. It's time to roll some dice now that we've gone into weird stuff. Stung 3 times. What have you been stung by? Scorpion stings are painful, and they make your arms numb in pain when you can't touch stuff without losing your grip. And see, that I think makes sense for status effects, which in older editions of D&D had things. Poisons did a lot of, like, strength damage or dexterity damage or constitution damage. And I think that made a lot of sense, and it was complicated, and it kind of sucked. Like, it wasn't fun to figure out. And I really think that's why people...
It was bad to implement.
Yeah, it was bad to implement. So I think that's why they kind of removed that. I'm really, like, Adder Venom, I think is what it was called, just added a d6 of damage. But if you were spending 150 gold to apply a d6 bonus damage once versus spending 2,000 gold to have your dagger do a d6 fire damage forever, it never made sense to do the poisons. And that was really the problem, is like their economy for the poisons just didn't make any sense. So yes. I would definitely be fine with like a consumable item, which in every other aspect, like magical bullets, it's essentially 2,000 gold per 50. So if you get 2,000 gold for 50 applications of poison that did a d4 or a d6 damage, that would make total sense to me. I think everyone should do that. It should just have that level of like, you know, how do you get up to that 2,000 gold to buy the poisoning effect? And I've done that in the past. I think that's fair.
Or I've run games where specifically people wanted to use poisons. They had a pet poison dart frog, literally, and just rub your weapon on the frog every day, and it's basically like a single infinite use of poison every day.
Yeah, that would work. I'd be okay with that. But it's like poison dart. That's supposed to kill you, isn't it? Like, that's super toxic. So how do you?
Yeah, no, it is super toxic, but like that's how indigenous tribes use poison dart frogs. Like they have darts, and they catch a frog and are very, very careful not to touch it, and they rub their dart on the back of the frog, and then load it into their blowgun, and that's how they kill stuff.
And I think that's a great example of like applying a poison, right? So like I have frog that gives me poison, spend an action applying, it only stays active for so long, it doesn't last forever, because if it dries out it's useless. And so like that makes total sense, and I'd be okay with that. But then you're going back to the effects of chance of poisoning yourself. You still have to hit the person, they have a chance to deflect it. Like I think all of that makes sense, and I think it's doable. It's just complicated. Let's see. Harry Potter can apparate it still uses owls. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. At the same time, though, like what's less? I think the counter to that is I need to send you a letter. I'm just gonna teleport into your house, right? Like, why don't they have fucking phones? That's what I don't get. Everyone's like, they can apparate anywhere. It's like, yeah, but they can't just send a message to somebody. Like, what? Like, it bothers me so much.
They still live in the world they can't figure out, and they can produce lightning. They can't figure out a battery. They can't figure out cell phones.
Yep. They can turn rats into goblins. They can't make food. I don't actually know how they do the food, because they make huge feasts, right? So like somewhere there's something in there. No, there's no Wi-Fi.
There was this weird thing that kind of explained that away, and there was something to do with there's rules and magic where the perceived value of a thing actually affects how magic is able to interact with it, and basically food can't be created specifically because that would be OP.
That'd be OP. All right, so I'm gonna roll the dice. I rolled a 9. We're drawing today a magic elemental construct, Sorcerer. Is an elemental construct like, are we talking like a stone golem? I'm gonna do that. Do something like that. It says elemental, but it didn't give me the element. Pretty much means that everything they use magic for, and it's more of a tradition to keep it going because they just switched everything over to technology, so there's no point to use magic. Yeah, I don't see why wizards don't have cell phones. Cell phones are great. There's a whole lot of old storytelling that just doesn't work if cell phones exist. So like it's hard to adapt things moving forward. Part of that was like the X-Men. Like Professor Xavier was able to talk to them through his mind, and that was their big why he was so important. He was a tactician because he could talk to everybody. It's like walkie-talkies. Like, why don't we have that? Why doesn't that exist? So, I don't know. Cell phones and batteries are little fictitious compared to telepathy stones or spell storing items. inefficient. Yeah, I mean, spell storing items. Once again, like converting things into other things like space or matter is amazing. It'll be a huge boon. And then we get into the moral ramifications of it. I don't care to talk about that right now. Maybe no ears. Let's see. Okay, so I'm doing an elemental. I'll do fire. I might as well do fire. I think, and since it's a construct, I'm basically just going to make it a Warforged. But a Warforged on fire. I don't think there's any reason to dunk on Harry Potter or what's-her-face. I can't remember her name. Rowlings? Please.
Rowling.
Yeah, J.K. Rowlings. There we go. Partially because, I mean, like, it's a story, so who cares?
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's a lot of holes. There's a lot of holes when it comes to magic existing.
Yeah. I do not dunk on Rowling because of her writing. I dunk on her because of her bigotry.
Bigotry and hypocrisy? Yeah, that's fair. A good point is, like, the message spell, right? It's a cantrip. So, why doesn't everybody just learn that cantrip? Good fucking question. I mean, Matt, look at how much the what's it called? Telegraph. The telegraph was super important, even when it was like 6 people knew how to use it. Yeah. So can you imagine how important one person with the sending spell must be in a small town? Like, I can send a message 3 times a day. Who's gonna pay me to send a message? I think that's great. It's a story over what is 7 books of like 500 pages. Some loopholes around it. Yeah, the whole thing with Voldemort and the time. I mean, Voldemort is essentially a lich. Like, that's what it is. I like the idea that Harry Potter is a Horcrux, but is a phylactery. I think that's really good. That's a good story twist. Like, she did a good job with that. But oh no, there's something in my eye. Yeah. But yeah, anything with time travel, like, I'm of the mind that time travel is constant. I'm not a big paradox person. So if you go back in time and alter something, you would not have lived in a universe where you could have done that unless it had already been altered. It's a self-correcting paradox. I don't like jumping between different timelines. I think it's silly.
Yeah, same. I don't like multiverses either. Yeah.
Multiverses is a little lazy. But like the way Marvel does it is because it allows readaptation and reiteration of storytelling devices and use of characters. So I'm okay with it like that. I'm less about it when they start interacting with each other.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Miles Morales storyline and the Into the Spider-Verse, I really like that because their multiverses are contained. They weren't trying to pull like Captain America from a different universe, right?
Right.
So I'm okay when they're self-contained multiverses, like alternate realities. I'd less like it when it's a gimmick, which does tend to happen.
Yeah. I don't know this for sure, but I have a strong suspicion that Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness will be my last Marvel movie.
That was a strange one. Partially because it felt like it invalidated
Wanda.
Yeah, WandaVision.
All of her character growth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, what if that show didn't exist? It's like, oh, well then, what?
Well, if you didn't want it to exist, then why did you make it?
Yeah. It also opened up a whole can of worms.
Oh yeah.
Which once again kind of felt the multiverse aspect of it felt gimmicky at some point. Yeah, I actually really liked what was her name? America?
Yeah.
That was a really cool character concept. Just like one unique person in all of the multiverses that can traverse them. I love that. I love that idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start grabbing those books.
So I
think multiverses are fine if the background elements exerting subtle effects on the narrative. What do you mean by that? I would like explanation, Hashy Brown. I like that. It sounds cool, but I want to know what exactly you mean. Warlocks basically get a book phone with invocations. A book phone, like a phone book. A book phone. Like they can call their.
You can write a message in it and send it to someone.
Ah, okay. Thank you,
They have
Carlos.
text message.
They have pagers. Congratulations, Magic has finally caught up with the
Also,
80s.
I wanted to like rain on your little message parade. Messages is very limited. You only have like 120 foot range, and you have to point at them.
That's message, not sending. Or did I screw that up? Did I screw it up?
You send message.
So there's.
when you said the one person in the town, you did say sending specifically. But
yeah,
when
of
you were
course.
talking about it before that, you did use message. But like no, it doesn't change the fact that message is still an incredibly good spell. Like if you have a party and people are all spread over the map and the DM doesn't let people talk about what's happening, then message suddenly becomes the most important spell, and the player who has message suddenly becomes the most important tactically, because otherwise you're essentially forcing your players to play like nobody has any idea what the shit anybody else is doing, right? So
That's very true.
The point still stands: communication and magic that allows for communication where there should be none is crazy powerful. That's
a good point. It's an interesting, like, taking the fact that, like, speaking. I always make the rules that you can always talk to your party members as a free action. Whether or not it's in game is fine. You can always talk to each other because I think it's important to do that. That is a superpower in itself, right? Like being able to metagame that, just that upper level, makes the game functional. But like from an inside, in-world thing, doesn't make any goddamn sense, right? Like all these people are telepathically linked. It's like, and they can stop time and have 20-minute conversations. I look at the entire concept of is confusing. If Spider-Man can be really anyone that has spider-like powers, then there are 3 in the last movie. And then being Spider-Man as Fate, or just as particularly needs filled. Just have a movie watcher, not a Marvel fan. But I'm gonna nerd out a little bit because that was, I don't know how far back it went, but like the idea that Spider-Man is supposed to be kind of a Destiny chosen character, partially because of like the webs of fate, right? And Spider-Man, I think Spider-Man was one of the first like official multiverse, cross multiverse characters. So much so that like I remember in the 90s in the cartoon, one of the things he went to our world and like web swinged around New York with Stan Lee, because in our universe Spider-Man isn't real essentially. And I thought that was really funny that they did that. So I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man's one of my favorite superheroes. And I have yet to really find an iteration of Spider-Man that I didn't love. So there've been a handful of weird ones. But
they're still kind of fun though.
Yeah. Also, Spider-Man is one of the few people that can block a punch from the Hulk. So take that. A lot of people don't know that. He also has unlimited strength potential.
He's also brilliant and has, on a number of occasions, outfought Reed Richards and Tony Stark.
Yeah. So there's the aspect of the avatar of something in the Marvel universe, and I think Spider-Man is supposed to be like the manifestation of destiny, is kind of the idea of it. But because of that, he has all those, like, he's one of the ultimate, or is it ultimate? I think ultimate Omega class mutants, but he's not actually a mutant, which is kind of interesting. So there's a lot of really fun, weird stuff that the comic books just went like, what if infinite power? It's like, why did you do this? And they've kind of they did that for a long time with Superman as well. And that was kind of one of my beefs, is like, Superman's too powerful, but then Spider-Man is also very powerful. And I think it's because Peter Parker doesn't use it. He doesn't always use it the way that Superman just is arrogant about it, I want to say.
Yeah. Peter Parker has a perspective that Supes never gets.
Yeah.
And that perspective is, I think, specifically that the power and responsibility that he has crazy potential to destroy his life, deprive him of everything he wants, and harm his family.
I will say, before I make this next comment, I use Spider-Man 3 as my litmus test for if a movie is good or bad. It's right there. It's like, is this worse than Spider-Man 3? If not, if it is worse than it, I'm not going to watch it. I'm just not going to watch that movie.
Is that the Venom Spider-Man?
It is.
Yes,
So,
it is.
and that's why
I've never seen it.
you don't need to. Don't worry about it.
Jazz Dance Tobey Maguire.
Yep.
Yep.
Um, So that being preface, the Venom arc for Spider-Man is one of my favorites. Like, I love Venom as well because of it. Because the idea is that he stops worrying about being responsible with it. He doesn't care anymore, and he just lets Venom use his power, and he basically goes through and almost kills everybody. Like, it's Spider-Man is always holding back, and it's interesting. It's very interesting. Spider-Gwen is great.
Love Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
Love Miles Morales. Into the Spider-Verse is, I think, my favorite Spider-Man thing of all time.
Spider-Pig's pretty good.
Spider-Pig is hilarious.
Oh. Well, it's a Simpsons joke, but that's all right.
But Peter Porker is
Peter
not.
Porker, yeah.
The song still applies.
The song still applies, but it's a Simpsons bit. I'm just putting that out there. Frog Thor is pretty great, too. It's a whole universe. Yeah, Madam Web. Madam Web's great.
Madam Web creeped me the fuck out.
I'm an old lady that exists outside of time! I love it.
I'm going to usurp your agency at the drop of a hat with no warning, just because.
You fall through reality. Do my bidding. Damn you, Dungeon Master. If you cast a message at someone doing concentration spells, should this break their concentration? I have actually, I would allow that because it is increasing their difficulty for, casting. So yes, it's not super hard because they're essentially just loud noises, which I think is like a +2, so you have to roll a 12, which most high-level casters would be able to beat very easily. But you are spending your turn to cast message to do that. I think that's totally legit. It's the same as casting a cantrip of like, I try to hit them with acid so that they have to roll a concentration check. Acid would technically do more damage, so it would be higher. It'd be like a 14 on maximum instead of a +12. But yeah, I would absolutely allow message to do that. Like 100%. The only time I get to talk about time travel or Soul Reaver and no one cares. Soul Reaver. Oh, it's up here. Okay, this is why I like Soul Reaver series. The only way you can rewrite history in Soul Reaver is contact with another Soul Reaver, because the Soul Reaver itself has the soul of Razel. It's a free-willed person. Interesting. I don't know if I ever played any of the Soul Reaver games. I don't think I did. Pokemon used to be a good example of subtle multiverse themes until Gen 6, and they went full on overt multiverse. Not worthy of Molly because he would not kill. Yeah, I mean, I think McGilly is right. Miyazuki, how are you doing today? Mikazuki. Was Party of Autognomes your suggestion, or I can draw an Autognome? Between backgrounds, overt multiverse. I'm getting super distracted today. Sorry, everybody. All right.
Same. I'm not gonna color this veggie pygmy. Already spent too much time on it anyway.
How about them astral elves?
I like me an astral elf. I should contact Blizzard and be like, can I get the books sooner so I can read them, please?
There's a good chance they might.
Yeah.
I'm an influencer.
Are there a YouTube channel? I would like to talk about these new heritages or legacies that y'all have been printing.
Yep. I asked the Paizo people about, or Owl, what is it? Owl, not Owl City.
Owlcat?
Owlcat, yeah, Owlcat, and about the Pathfinder game. And I was like, hey, so I want to play this and make some videos out of it. Is that cool? And they're like, yeah, great. Here's a copy of the game. And I was like, yay, thank you. That's amazing. And then I made the first video, and I was like, hey, here's the video I made. And then they never contacted me again, and the game just kept crashing. And I was like, yeah, all right, never mind. So I should probably, I don't know if I should feel good about that or not, but like, I was very excited when they sent me a copy of the game.
I mean,
it's a really good game. Sadly,
I think you should feel good about it because I think you did everything right, and
pretty much have to play them all in order. If you want to push them all to play the Royale, so they only had out for a little bit. Interesting. Yeah. I never played it. Never played the Soul Reaver games. I don't even know if I had any friends that played them. Like that's usually how I live vicariously through my friends.
Totally get that. A lot of my video game experiences, and board game experiences now, happen through my brother. Warhammer 40k especially, because I am not touching that.
This is supposed to be a sorcerer, so I think I might do a spell hand. A spell hand. Corvus, did you get a chance to try to make the thaumaturge? That's not right. Kineticist in Foundry?
I have not.
Because I could not make it work, and I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know why. I downloaded the things.
Maybe Dagon has. I'm not sure though.
He hasn't talked to me about it at all, so I wouldn't. Like. I know he was having trouble even wrapping his head around the class just without a character sheet builder. So
let's play it. Looks like it's not such things as played it with others unless you're doing. I mean, no, a lot of my Skyrim, I played a lot with my friends. Just did a lot of couch co-op. That's how I grew up. I had 3 or 4 friends that we always hung out and played video games, and that's how I played through Final Fantasy VII and Metal Gear, all the Metal Gear games. If it came out on a PlayStation and was a single-player game, I probably played it with 5 people. That's the best way to say it. Just as a point, but why would you want Mjolnir? Being in charge of them seems like a huge drain. They seem endless in fighting. Brian, I'm not sure if you know what Mjolnir is. It's a hammer. What are you talking about? They seem to be infighting and never doing anything to use their immense powers to help. Yeah, are we talking about something different? I don't know what. Or are you talking about like the Asgardians? Now I'm very curious because I don't. Okay, I'm gonna put some like lava cracks on this dude. Magma. Marvel noob, the hammer the Thor uses. I'm thinking about the Asgardians. Yeah, I mean that's just storytelling, right? Like no one's fighting over. Well, maybe a few people are fighting over Mjolnir, but like Mjolnir is just Thor's hammer. Loki wants to be the king of Asgard, which is, you know, petty.
The thing with Mjolnir is I don't think anybody's really fighting over it because you can't, right? Mjolnir chooses who Mjolnir is. Mjolnir chooses who wields it.
Thor is essentially a Pact of the Blade warlock because he's got a magical hammer that only works for him, and he can summon it, and and he's got magical powers so long as he listens to his daddy. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
No, I think you got it right.
Yep. Just no point of arguing.
If you told me Asgardians were witches and sorcerers, I'd be more interested. I mean, there's the sorceress. So that's a thing. Or the enchantress, I guess. The enchantress. Loki is a sorcerer.
And his mother is a sorcerer.
Yep. A very powerful frost giant sorcerer. Also, there are frost giants. I love Norse mythology. There we go. Partially, I mean, I just always have, but Neil Gaiman did a whole book about it, and he read it himself for the audiobook, and it's wonderful and fantastic, and I highly suggest it.
I actually started listening to it the other day on my way back from the university.
It's super good. She took the hammer and needed it back to Thor. Yeah, we don't know yet. So Jane Foster is a second generation Avenger. When they redid a whole bunch of them for different universes and stuff. That's when like the multiverse really kicked off again in the last like 5 years. Essentially, the way it was originally written, I think Thor died. Jane got like super cancer and was going to die, so Odin gave her Mjolnir and like the Asgardian blessing or whatever that's keeping her alive. So she takes up the mantle and becomes Thor essentially, or takes Thor's place, right, in the thing. So I don't know where she comes in the movie. I actually have no idea. That's the comic book chunk that I know. I'm excited to see what happens. It looks like somebody reforged Mjolnir, which is cool. I'm excited for that.
It's not actually whole, so Jane can actually swing it, and it like
comes apart.
Shots.
Nice. That's awesome. I'm excited.
Which is really cool. Yeah. She totally shotgun blasts a bunch of people with chunks of Mjolnir, and I loved it.
Neil Gaiman out of context is great. You need to find a Minotaur who's a furry. What? Yeah, I guess I didn't see that. Is that something he posted on TikTok Twitch or something? Dang it, I can't even talk today.
It was
Twitter
a video he did for Wired, like
Got it.
mythology help, like or mythology support.
Mythology support. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to watch that. I didn't watch it.
Support. watched it yesterday.
That's awesome. I'll have to check it out.
Because I was curious about Sandman.
Sandman's real good.
I just don't have Netflix anymore.
Something can still be good, and you're not able to watch it. I totally get that. Like, just because you don't have. Don't think I'm throwing shade at you or trying to get you to get Netflix, because fuck that. I'm just saying it's good.
Oh, I mean, I didn't own it. I was using my friend, and they got rid of it because.
Moochers.
Yes, I am. Proud.
Moochers.
So she's a warlock now. Yeah, 100%. Sorry, yes.
Jane definitely picks up the mantle, gets her warlock powers from Daddy Odin, and becomes a warlock. In the movie, I don't know. I'm betting it might be something more like they hung out with the Wakandans and like put it back together. But I don't know. I would still say it'd be better as a warlock pack thing.
I haven't seen it yet. I would not be surprised if they didn't explain it. Alright, I'm ready finally for my
Roll me a D12.
12k. 5.
An equine Shire, which I assume is a type of horse. Minotaur Barbarian Wrestler. It's for a 1E module. So you got a horse wrestler.
Play the games on the original console. Steam does not have all of them.
Oh, we're still talking about Soul Reavers? I probably won't play them. Just because I still haven't played Skyrim. One of these days.
And you got another 20 years before the next Elder Scrolls game comes out, so...
They modded it, though. I might have to play the multiplayer mod. I'm very excited. I hope that will finally, like, kick the pants of developers.
It won't.
Our game is too important. It's a sin. Shut up! Let me play with my friends.
No. You don't need human interaction with friends. Yeah, Bethesda is very much against, like, multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Skyrim 5? Right, do you mean that they're re-releasing Skyrim for the 6th? Oh no, Elder Scrolls 6 then?
It's years away, not coming until after Starfield, but this is next big project. I haven't even heard about Starfield, which is being released in 23. Full development of the Elder Scrolls 6 likely won't start until the project is finished. Okay, so that means it's not going to be done until like 26, 27. Then again, Bethesda does like to shit the bed, so it might be done in 2024. I could see them doing a year sprint and then releasing something hot garbage. And then releasing patches until 2024. That feels...
Once they release, fire all their developers.
Yep. Okay, we gave them no money and time. Let's hire somebody and see if you guys can fix it. Go ahead. We're just going to just develop the game. Great. Bonus content. I say that like that's a wholly unique Bethesda thing, but they like to do that kind of shit. Square Enix definitely did that for Final Fantasy XIV. You're fired. All right, I'm going to go a different direction. This is shit. You're fired. All right, new direction. Take all the old stuff. Make it better. All right. How about these creature comforts? No. We're going to make the game as insufferable as possible. Oh, this is a sorcerer.
Years later, we're going to re-release it after we already re-released a Game of the Year version of it.
A bunch of people are playing WoW Classic, which I played a little of a while ago. It was a while ago when I played it, but and I was like, this is stupid, but I kind of like it. It's fun. And a whole bunch of people from Final Fantasy 14, because it's like mid-patch, are playing Final Fantasy 11. And I was like, that's stupid. And I'm like, that's the exact same as WoW Classic, but you know, it's free, so I get it. I totally get it. WoW now is essentially just a different game from when it was released forever ago. Can I mention Splitgate is fun and don't take itself seriously? I don't know what that is. Spear Sorcerer? Yeah, it's a Spear Sorcerer. No, this is just a staff. This is a Pathfinder thing I just remembered. I don't think you have to know the spell for wands in Pathfinder 2nd edition. I think you just have to be able to cast it. Because it doesn't say it has to be a prepared or known spell. It just has to be on your spell list, which essentially means you could have a level 9 wand at level 1 and try to cast it. It just costs you 36,000 gold, which is like 10 years of work. 10 years of living expenses.
You have a very good job, yeah.
Yeah, the problem Dagon was having, though, was he bought a wand whose spell was not on his spell list.
Gotcha.
So he's just like, has a useless wand for him.
Yeah, so a lot of people I was reading some forums, and they were basically saying, like, there's no reason not to dip into Wizard or or take a feat that allows you to have access to the Wizard spell list, and then just start slinging wands nonstop. And, like, if that's what you want to do, that sounds like a really inefficient mean of spell casting, but it could be fun. It could be really fun. And I've done characters like that before, where you take one level of cleric, one level of wizard, and then like a whole bunch of levels in fighter, and you just become like an arcane magus or champion or something. And I think that would be really fun. I might look into that some more.
The thing that is, if it doesn't trick wand also let you just cast a wand?
It does allow you to attempt it. Yeah, you just have to roll for it, which is the old Pathfinder rules.
Okay.
Once you were trained in either use magical device or spellcraft, depending on the spell list you wanted to use, you could then attempt to use wands. So, yeah. It's just a little more convoluted. Then again, I will kill villagers to steal the sweet rolls. What? Oh, in Skyrim? Goldtooth, I'm struggling to read this. Right after Skyrim, for your bed. Toilet flower garden? Your coffee? I don't understand that.
Do you smell toast? Goldtooth.
Garden your coffee cup in your sock drawer. Toilet flower garden. Is that a thing you can do in game? I'm betting that's a thing you can do in game. Maybe not. I don't know. Portal the game, as far as first person PvP. Portal the game is the first. Oh, okay, yeah, Splitgate. I have seen that. That sounds funny. It reminds me a lot of old school Arena. I don't know if people remember Arena. Not Elder Scrolls Arena, but just Arena the game. You had a. Am I thinking of the name right? Maybe I'm not. It's essentially just Quake, right? But you had a teleporter gun, so you could just boop, shoot out like a landing pad, and then you could teleport to it, telefragging people. Super fun. I think I'm about done with this. I'm getting a little squirrely on it. But I achieved what I wanted to. I think I might make some of these pieces darker to make them look a little more cinderish, I guess. Who's writing the next Elden Ring game? I remember they were getting somebody stupid to do it. Not like the person is stupid, but just like it seemed strange that person would write a script for it. Can't remember. I cannot remember.
Are they already talking about writing the next?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I was reading an interesting article that the main guy, Miyazaki, who does all the Dark Souls games and stuff, was surprised that Elden Ring was so popular because it was not in like a game they were focusing on the most.
Oh yeah,
no. There's another game that's coming out in like I think 3 years that he's like, yeah, that's mainly what our focus was on, not Elden Ring.
Miyazaki has no fucking clue what he's doing. He just like falls forward into success, or falls backwards into success. How does that work? Like I watched an interview with him, and basically like all of the things that I want out of a multiplayer game experience, he's like, yeah, fuck that. We don't want any of that. We just want to make people suffer. And it's just like, fuck you. Damn it, I still want to play this game. But I'm angry now. So, yeah, sadistic. He's a little sadistic, and I'm not really here for it. It makes me upset. The reason that you can still invade people the way you can is because that's his intended way to play that game. He just wants people to have the worst time possible. He's a huge troll. Is the way I've heard it.
They now patch it where you can invade anyone from anywhere now. You don't have to be in that region to invade.
Oh, good. Even better.
Yeah, right.
It's like nobody asked for that. Nobody asked for that.
Officially never playing Elden Ring.
Well, the good thing about Elden Ring is if you don't have friends with you, you can't be invaded.
Yeah. That's super stupid.
So if you solo the entire game, only way you can be invaded is by NPCs, and they're in set locations.
Yeah, and there's a few
So
different things.
This multiplayer game is specifically designed for you to have consequences for having friends.
Yeah, he, like I said, he specifically does it that way to spite people. Like he's just an asshole about it. It doesn't matter. It's a play style. It's kind of fun sometimes, but a lot of it is bullshit that I don't think we need to like rage about. But yeah, there's a bunch of modders out there that are fixing that, so like you can play with your friends without invasions. It's like, yeah.
Collectively flipping the bird at Miyazaki.
Yep. But it's the same thing, right? Like Skyrim, but with friends. It's like, just do it. Just stop. It hurts no, it doesn't. Like, let people enjoy the game they want. If you want to let people like break a game, and it's a single player game, well, fucking let them break it as a multiplayer game. Just don't have it be competitive. Like, just have it be co-op. Why do people hate co-op? I don't understand. Co-op is amazing. You can open portals and shoot bombs through them. Nice. Steal all the sweet rolls. I think I'm going to stop this one here. I'm going to go on to the next one. That's a good horse. That's a good horse face. I'm glad I didn't have to draw that one. I'm just going to put that out there. So I was like, I'm going to draw mayonnaise. I'm going to draw it.
I'm glad you like it. I wish I understood how I did it. It just sort of happened.
A were-squid Geomancer. That's it. That's all it says. I cannot complain. Here we go.
They comply with the set rules.
The rules have been followed. Like, nothing bad has happened here. Here we go. What is a Geomancer? Like a rock mage?
Earth wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the boulder from Last Airbender.
The boulder. Those conflicted.
Sounds like you're scared, the pebble.
The boulder has decided to kill a small child.
I mean, yeah.
There's many things going on here. One, how did a Geomancer become a were-squid? Were they rock bending on a boat? Are they free diving? Like, what's the backstory here?
Are there sand squids?
I mean, sure. Let's say there are. Let's just say there are, just to further this. Yeah. Why is a rock bender bending sand? I feel like a Geomancer's least potent area would be like out at sea, or even on a beach, because it's like, yeah, I can bend rock, and then the water just destroys everything. It's like, okay, let's rethink this.
I mean, there are sand benders.
I guess I would see like a were badger would make way more sense to me,
Yes.
or maybe I could see like a were crab, like a rock crab. But squid don't hang out in shoals.
The stone crabs from
Yeah, stone
Pirates
crab.
of the Caribbean.
See, all of that makes more sense. But the squid, the were squid. Why a were squid? I need to know.
Switch it up and do black ring octopus.
Just change it completely.
They live in rocky tide pools.
Oh, I have a more nightmare fuel. If you convert into a were squid, is there a moment where one of your eyes doesn't work? How does that transition happen? From one eyes to two. Does it turn into two eyes? Do you just gain another eye? Ooh, I hate it. I hate it a lot. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing some really weird, creepy shit right now. I'm essentially just putting a squid on someone's head. Can you quickly read glow entirely? I don't know. Squids have two eyes? Are they on either side?
Yeah.
What the hell am I thinking of? Cyclopean
Some
squids?
eldritch beast. Is what you're thinking of. Kazik or whatever that one void squid from League is?
Do squids have two eyes?
Yeah.
Most things that have eyes have at least two.
I mean, forgive me
Or more.
if this is the image that always pops into my head.
I mean, it's fair.
It's very hard to see both eyes at the same time.
Yeah, they have like omnivore or herbivore eyes. Very wide apart.
Thanks, Google.
Alright. Problem solved. This also means I can go super derp.
That's all so confused. I was like, what's he talking about? One eye? Two.
Every time I've ever cut a squid up, it does not have a head.
If you work in a restaurant, you get the flute and you get the noodles. And that's it. That's all they send you.
Well, that's basically all there is to them.
Except apparently two eyeballs.
And like a beak that's like super hard to break and stuff like that.
Bilinear is symmetrical, the only one angle that you can see both deer eyes too. That's true. Deer's wildly weird and creepy. I knew octopus had two eyes, but I thought squids just weird and had one eye.
That terrible depth perception.
Humble squid are terrifying, and I try not to think about them. I am just putting a squid on someone's head. I don't know if that's the best way to go about this. Let's do it different. Let's do it. Excuse me. Let's do it different.
Just gonna type in where squid, see what happens.
Do it. I'm betting you it's just going to be a big buff guy with a squid on his head.
No.
If you don't get some illithid, I will be disappointed in the internet.
First one, yes, basically an illithid. Second one is rather interesting.
Non-stop tentacle porn.
Yeah, guarantee you're gonna get some hentai.
Squids have 2 eyes. Thank you, Hash Brown.
That's the second thing that popped up.
Let me make myself very clear. Terrifying.
Can make them like the squid people from Star Wars.
There are squid people from Star Wars? Are you talking about calamari?
No, they live on the same planet as the calamari. Just in the trench.
Mon calamari.
They have. Weren't they pro-empire and Moncals were against?
That I do not know.
No. I remember what it is. There was an episode of the not Star Wars Rebels. What was it? The one with Anakin and Ahsoka.
Clone Wars?
Yeah,
Clone Wars. There was an episode of Clone Wars where the Mon Calamari were trying to get the planet to join the Senate, and the squid folk, whose name I can't remember, were separatists. Yeah.
Try not to say the word separatist on YouTube right now. I feel like we might get in trouble. Thanks, Canada.
Yeah, that's the name of the of Count Dooku's faction. I don't know what else to call them.
The Quarren.
I did not know for
His
the
lips
longest-
are pretty like spaghetti. Yeah.
I did not know for the longest time that the Mon Calamari were like the rebel faction shipbuilders,
Yeah.
which is really cool. I really liked a lot of the command ships for the rebels. I thought they were really cool designs, and the fact that they come from a water planet kind of makes a lot of sense in terms of their design inspiration.
Mm-hmm. Something I always thought was interesting was the battle droids.
Yeah.
Made by bugs.
Yeah. Which also makes a lot of sense in terms of their design inspirations.
Yeah. I think they did a really cool job with that.
There's a lot to complain about with the prequels, but concept art and character design and creature design is not one of those things.
Yeah, I think that really spawns from passion, right? Like people loved the original Star Wars so much that like it inspired them as they grew up, and then when they remade it, like there's tons of great artists and makers and crafts people out there that wanted to add to that universe, and I think it was really good. It's a collective of many artists, and I think it's great. Collectively made from multiple artists, I guess is a better way to say it. Because like even the original, even though George Lucas was like, let's make all these weird, wacky things, like it was really like giving Jim Henson and the prop creators freedom to just like, let's make 5 more aliens. It's like, hell yeah, let's go, and it's great. I love it. And then they built the lore around it.
Totally. I love that all of the new Star Wars stuff that's coming out, like Doug Chiang, who was the concept artist for like episode 1 and 2 and 3, like he's back for like all of that.
That's awesome.
for all the new stuff. Yeah. And you can tell as well.
I always like hearing Adam Savage's stories about working on the prequels.
Yeah, same.
They call me Giant Arrow Dong Head. Squid are weird. I'm gonna go more Cthulhu here. The Mind Flayers. When the Mind Flayer isn't hungry but still wants to smoke. What? What did I miss? Oh, did the internet die? There we go. Still wants to smoke. I don't understand that, Tixel, but it's fine.
It's referring to. It's a reply to one of Brian's pictures he posted.
Yeah, I looked at the picture. I just don't get the smoke part. The future ref, would I be allowed to suggest a Star Wars tabletop RPG character, or is that against the no Star Wars policy?
I mean, ooh, that's rough. Specifically, character that I think falls into fan art. Anyways, but like Star Wars races, ooh, we could do that. I think that could be a fun. Maybe we do that next week. Maybe we just do Star Wars stuff.
One little thing.
Bri won't show up, and then other people will start posting Star Trek stuff just to fuck with everybody, and it'll be chaos, and then we'll never do it again. So if that's what you want, yeah, we can do that next week. The one and only time we do it.
Did you do a Grievous Day?
I think so.
I don't remember that. I remember drawing Warforged a couple times and being told they looked like Grievous.
That might have been what it was.
Which makes a lot of sense because I tend to base like my Warforged, not just my Warforged, but my androids on Grievous.
I'd love to see Ishkolans in Rook style. See, that's the other problem. Like, I don't know half of the actual names of any of them.
Yeah, same.
Wookiee Jedi.
Star Wars. They're the ones, the Vulcans, right? Case in point. The trolling has begun, and we haven't even started the week. We should make it so that people can only do fantasy novels. Races from fantasy novels. What are those weird people called from Wheel of Time? Only races from Neil Gaiman books.
Can you draw Sandman?
One skinny, pale white guy coming up.
With
Bird face.
David Bowie hair.
Yep.
Star Trek have the Jedi and the Federation. I know that one. There was something about that. What was that? No, it was the other way around. So it's like Star Trek is closer to us in timeline, right? Because it's technically future, and Star Wars is a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
Thousands of years if you follow any of the older lore stuff.
Like galaxy far, far away.
Mm-hmm. So theoretically, there is a place where they could overlap, but
It is yet. I don't know if it actually happened. I don't think it ever did. All right, rocks. I drawn the squid boy. Now I gotta draw the rocks. How do rocks do? What if he just turns into a squid and then that's how he like bends rocks? He just summons them with his tentacles.
I mean, I suppose if that's how you want to go about it.
Did you guys ever? I don't know if people watched. You know what? I don't care. I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm not a fan of the. I'm not a fan of the. Alternate universe Star Trek. Which is technically like the evil universe. And
The one with an evil mustache.
yeah, Star Trek with mustache. Not a fan. But I always thought it was funny that the reason that the core event that caused those two realities to be different is when the Vulcans landed on Earth and were like, "Hello!" Everyone was like, "Yay, aliens!" But in the Dark Universe, the Vulcans were like, "Hello!" And then they just got instantly shot. It was like, yeah, that's how the Dark Universe started. Is the Vulcans that showed up were like, "Hello, welcome to the galactic universe," and the humans just killed them and took their technology. It's dark.
What would really happen?
Kind of.
Depending on where they landed.
Is that
Anywhere in southwestern United States? Yes. If they decided to land,
Hashy
I
Brown?
don't know, European Union, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Hashy Brown. It looks like you've essentially just you want me to draw the Borg, but Star Wars. So there you go. There's the through point. The Borg apparently survived for a long time.
I mean, if anybody was going to, it was going to be them.
Yeah, that's true. What if he's just got like noodle body? Ooh.
I'll just have noodle body.
Legs are kind of like the giant tentacles.
Yeah, legs are tentacles with bones.
Nightmare fuel. The elephant technically has one tentacle. The trunk is technically a tentacle. Are there any other mammals with tentacles?
I don't think so.
Would the star-nosed mole's nose count as tentacles?
I think so.
Oh, if that's the case, then tapir.
Oh yeah, tapirs. They have a little short trunk.
Is a dolphin's prehensile penis a tentacle?
Ah, that's a good question.
I think technically there's a bone in it, so.
Oh, yep, you're right. You're right. Dolphins do have baculums.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know. I know there are tentacles that are penises, but are all penises tentacles? That's the question.
Oh, no,
Depending on who you
because,
ask.
yeah, I mean,
Does it have to be musculature? Is that what makes
I
it
don't
up?
know.
Let's look up tentacle. Someone post the the tentacle definition, and we'll go from there. I do kind of like the idea that this is like a merfolk. A were-merfolk type creature.
The Oxford Dictionary.
Dear Oxford Dictionary, is the penis a tentacle? I should change the name of the live stream to that. Slender, flexible limb or appendage in an animal, especially around the mouth or of an invertebrate, used for grasping or moving about or bearing sense organs. Okay, good. That's a good definition, so no. The answer is no.
So then, my little thing about Star Nosmos would be correct.
I think so,
They
yeah.
are sense organs. Allows them to smell around in the dirt.
That makes sense to me. That seems legit.
You don't smell like Lisa.
Like the idea that this Geomancer just like specializes in making water dirty. Like, oh, you're gonna drink that? Well, it'd be a shame if someone would have put silt in it. Just like, come on, man. Can't you make the water less murky? Like,
Could.
Angel of the
I'm
beach.
not.
What should I do for lunch today? That's the real question. I do have some commissions to work on tonight, so I'll probably take a break and then jump over to that Twitch. Oh, but Sierra's streaming on Twitch. I don't want to overcrowd. Then again, then I could actually raid. So I don't know how long I'll be doing that. Might be pretty short.
Summoning dirt to put it in water, yeah. What is this? Starmole Coffee Co? I'll have to watch it later.
I feel like I've been drawing a lot of things that don't have clothes lately. Like just...
I'm a bad influence on you.
I mean, no, I've just been drawing a lot of barbarians and a lot of weird creatures.
Yeah, sure. You have been a bad influence.
I was talking about... I think I talked about this the other day on stream, about if you're drawing monsters, like they should probably be naked. Just because it's more interesting. Like, even if you're drawing, like, cat folk, like, you put clothes on them and all of a sudden you can't see their fur coloration. It's like, that's a bummer. It's a missed opportunity.
Just don't take it too far.
Yeah.
You don't need to give a cat person a cat penis.
Check out all the nipples.
I hate the tons of nipples on a anthropomorphized creature, because like it implies, basically they're saying these creatures have huge litters. Because the number of functional nipples or on males vestigial nipples is directly related to litter size.
Yep.
And something that is anthropomorphized should probably not have huge litters, because like part of being humanoid, part of being human, and the part that should probably translate, in my personal opinion, is the what is basically premature birth, in order to allow the brain to be larger and more developed.
I think you're thinking about it too
Human beings
hard.
are super undeveloped physically compared to most other species.
I said it before, I'll say it again. Once you start anthropomorphizing stuff, biology is out the window, and it no longer matters. You either go biological or you don't, because it doesn't make any sense. Blah, blah. I keep thinking of like the Joe Ledger books. They talk about like they have a whole bunch of like spliced super soldiers of like silverback gorillas and wolves and stuff. And the shitty part is like if you want to do that to DNA, you have to first break the old parts. It's like, oh no, stop. I don't want to. Like all of the sci-fi, like I've injected super something into me and now I'm part cat. It's like, so did all your old teeth fall out? Like how did that happen? I think The Fly probably did the best, and I'm not into body horror, so you have to either let it go or, you know, dive into it, and I'm not about that.
Fair.
Like first Hulk movie where it's like I'm now a giant evil starfish, essentially.
Yep. Were creatures. Painful. That's all I gotta say.
I cannot watch this movie, but I really love the transformation sequence of an American Werewolf in London.
Oh yeah, those were.
I was going to bring that up.
Well, they were animatronic, which is
Yeah, it's
awesome.
bonkers.
They did a great job, but it's painful to watch.
Such a good job. But like, I totally think that it makes sense, and I totally agree that it makes sense that a transformation of that nature is going to be incredibly painful. And I feel like, especially for something like lycanthropy, where it's supposed to be a curse, that the pain of that transformation makes even more sense.
Yeah. Rocks.
Sorry, Bri. Lycanthropy is a curse. Just because you want it doesn't mean that it's not.
It was filmed and then put in the movies in reverse. Yeah, they did a great job with that one.
I like your interpretation of the horse feathers.
Horse feathers? Horse feathers?
Horse feathers. Shire horses are like Clydesdales, but
Okay.
bigger. So they get poof.
Gotcha.
Poofy wrists, poofy ankles, and real poofy manes.
Here, I was really confused. I was thinking of Shetland ponies.
That's what I thought of
Shaggy
too.
Ponies, not the giant version of them.
I think I'm about done.
But you're right.
here.
Yes, those are Shires. It's like, wait, I'm just wrong.
Yeah. No, I actually looked up my reference.
A Shetland pony brawler would be pretty funny though.
It would be.
You want to fight? My knees.
These just start
Fucking
spiking
into you.
you.
It's like a leprechaun, but horse. What did I do here? Oh my gosh. That's technically right. I just did the arm wrong. There we go. Contour lines. All right. I'm going to call that there. I'm going to call that. Let's do one more. I think I'm going to do one more, and then we'll probably call it for the day. Where are we at here? Here we go. Gabrielle, hello, hello. How are you today? I hope I haven't missed anybody. I've been kind of lax on the chat today because we've been going all over the place. A Shiba Inu dog folk gambler. All right. That's pretty good. I don't know what Shibas look
Crypto comeback? Get the hell out of here, Google.
Please, no. Just give me a year to recover from the last one, please.
It's all
Die
gambling.
already.
Any scam that works once will never die.
Okay, here we go. Gambler, eh? Is that why? Is that the joke? Curse smurs. If I can turn into a werewolf or a werebear or whatever, I would deal with the curse. I also have been told that I'm going to hell. Cool power on the right. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I have no comments for that. I have nothing to add. Any curse that you're enjoying is not a good curse. Like it wasn't applied well, I guess it's a good way to put it.
That's a good way to put it.
I'm gonna curse you with infinite youth. What are you doing? Stop it. Stop enjoying this. You're not supposed to enjoy it.
Depends on when youth was applied.
Yeah.
And how youthful that youth is. I do not want to go back to high school. I do not want to go back to being a 5-year-old.
This horse is so chunk.
That is B-Force.
A Ford horse.
I've been drawing a lot of kind of more svelte characters of my own stuff.
Svelte?
So like giant beef, like Shire horses are already huge, right? Extremely muscular draft horses. So having not been able to draw muscles for a while, I'm just letting go.
Fair enough.
I figure chat either wanted this or they'll forgive me.
A bit of column A and a bit of column B.
That's alright. There's only like 2 people in the chat right now, so it doesn't matter. Oh, hey, we're up to 10. There were 2 people like a minute ago, and now there's 10.
Welcome in, everybody. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. I have to draw a corgi that says I'm your huckleberry.
It feels too large. Maybe just too tall.
Okay. I was like, I'm not gonna ask for clarification.
I drew the genitals too big.
I mean, I tend to do that too. I'm not ashamed.
I'm gonna have to send this corgi picture to Lars. Should I give him a hat? I feel like no. I feel like a corgi wouldn't wear a hat well. I guess it could be a tiny hat.
I feel like anything that has ears on top of its head, just like a hat, is not only impractical, but just must be the most annoying shit ever.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're gonna put a hat, it needs to be like a derby hat.
Makubi, I'm alive. Gamble all. Get out of here. Put the monsters into the most fancy dresses tux while they're playing, getting very little. The players get very little. What?
Do you mean like? Put the monsters in a very fancy dress. Is this some kink that I'm not aware of? Is there some like? What does the monsters wearing suits have anything to do with the size of the players? Or are we inferring that they're young?
Referring to the conversation about monsters being naked.
Oh. I've not been good on the chat today. I'm so sorry, everybody. Cats with tiny hats. I like it. I need a reference for. Was it Doc Holliday? Who's the I'm Your Huckleberry guy?
I don't know.
I want to say yes.
I think it was Holiday. I need images. It's from Tombstone. Val Kilmer. What was the character's name?
Yeah, it would have been Doc Holliday.
Okay.
It's also the name of a book, which was the first thing that popped up for me.
I'm Your Huckleberry is the name of a book? Or Doc Holliday?
Yeah. I'm Your Huckleberry is the name of a book.
Gotcha.
But it's a memoir by Val Kilmer.
Funny.
So, and it's a line that Doc Holliday says that he plays.
Yes. I mean, yeah, that was why I said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mad Mardigan himself.
Yep. The iconic Pathfinder fighter.
That's one long word. That's weird.
What?
Yeah, Mad Mardigan is one long word. Not two separate words.
It's not Mad Mardigan, it's just Med Mardigan?
Yeah.
Interesting. Should I give this corgi a mustache? Would that make him more Doc Holliday? Maybe I should just turn his...
Yes.
I'm just going to shade his lips in so it looks like he's got a mustache.
Yes, jump rope agree. Willow hype.
Oh, I'm super excited.
I was not expecting it to be a series. I thought for sure it would, like, when I saw the trailer, I thought for sure, like, oh yeah, a movie. I'm not sure how I feel about TV series. I don't watch TV currently.
I have not seen this trailer, surprisingly.
Oh, it's a good trailer. It is a really good trailer.
Lord of the Rings, we got Willow. I'm excited. There's going to be a lot of cool fantasy stuff coming up.
Who's producing it?
I
Or
can't
like
remember
who's like making it?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I don't like the hat. I'm going to get rid of it. Not enough backups. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. No, come on. Dang it. Aggie crashed and erased all of my backups. Hello, I am Bork Holiday. Bork, Bork, Bork.
Bork Holiday is too good.
Buy my crypto coins. Stupid Shiba coin. GameStop. It's just like a crypto bro. Let me tell you about NFTs.
It's the future.
It's the future. Okay, so we got the collar. Oh, he needs a little. I gave him a bolo tie instead of like a big floof. I guess I could change that. I like Doc Holliday's tie better. I'm just gonna go for the big old. What do you call these? The big giant, like, it's like a neckerchief? I'm not sure. Neckerchief?
Like the long looped bow?
No. It's like a tie, but it looks like a scarf. I guess is the only way I can describe it.
An ascot?
Ascot. There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fred Jones. Also sometimes referred to as a cravat.
Cravat. That might have been the word I was thinking about. A neckerchief is just like a bandana wrapped around your neck, I think.
Yeah. Cravat always makes me think of the Scarlet Pimpernell. Which is, I think, my favorite movie of that time period.
Isn't that a dog?
Scarlet Pimpernel? No, are you thinking of the Shaggy DA?
I have no idea.
The Scarlet Pimpernel is it's like basically a bi.
I think of Pomeranian. I might be thinking of Pomeranian. Go ahead.
Yeah. Scarlet Pimpernel is a flower, and it is a really funny, like, comedy spy story set in like the period of the French Revolution. But I think it's in England. No, it is set in France. Because the Scarlet Pimpernel. I think they're like trying to save the Crown Prince of France. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's really funny. Am I rambling? Kill the chat?
Sorry.
No. No, I was reading what Jump Rope was saying.
Interesting. Okay. No, I've only ever used that word in one other way, and I haven't used it, but I've heard it, and I was very confused. So that makes sense. party of all summoners would need like an area for a map? Arena. I mean, if you're trying to make a Pokemon battle, yeah. That's what you want to do. Pokemon battle!
If we're all summoning medium or large creatures, then definitely gonna need some space.
The summoners, yeah, I think the summoner is a fun character concept. I've not seen it played many times, and less so with like veracity. Veracity? It's always played kind of trepidatiously because they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying something out. It's just like, oh, all right. So, I think it'd be fun to let someone really get a summoner kind of built out and played for a long time. Jabork.
I would like to try first edition summoner class.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It gets broken without trying. Really, really easy.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest problem with it is the sharing of stats, because you're essentially playing. You can min-max your character so hard that when you make your summons, that it basically gives you 18s and everything, and it's like that might be an oversight, and I don't know why they never fixed it, but
Unless they didn't the Unchained version of them, which I haven't looked into.
I'll have to look into that. I'm not sure.
I played in a campaign where the DM literally said, I just want to see what everybody can do. So everybody make either a character you really want to make or just break the game, make something stupid, crazy strong.
I'm a Cavalier Centaur.
Yeah, and I don't enjoy min-maxing personally, so I just played a character that I thought was really fun. I still tried to make them strong enough to be relevant. They barely were. I had one of the players super min-maxed a what's the prestige class?
Dragon Sorcerer?
Dragon
Disciple.
Dragon Disciple?
Yeah, Dragon Disciple. He was a half dragon, tiefling dragon disciple. And he was brokenly overpowered. His wife is like me and doesn't like to build super OP. She's more in it for roleplay and like character development. She played a summoner and did not try, and her Eidolon dealt more damage than any of us.
Yeah, the Eidolons are supposed to be. They're supposed to be powerful because you're basically essentially summoning demons, right? Like.
Yeah.
And so I think part of it is very much you need to RP those classes very heavy. Like, this is weird. Not everybody just summons this shit all the time. Like, this is like god tier level high fantasy.
It was just very weird seeing a person who was very good at min-maxing and who had liberty to min-max as much as he want. Min-max the hell out of a character that by all accounts should have been crazy broken, and he was significantly outclassed by the summoner.
Prehistoric Druid, Draken Warden, Beastkeeper, Barbarian Taming, everything. Clockwork, Soul Summoner, Constructs, Flock of the Familiar. Are those suggestions? What are we doing, Megumi? That's a lot of things. But yeah.
Where's that?
That's the YouTube chat.
Oh.
I think I'm about ready to call it. It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Those are all summoners,
Ah, those are the different summoners? Okay.
Gotcha.
essentially.
The Drake Warden, I guess they kind of summon a familiar dragon, don't they? Summoning stuff or taming stuff.
So.
Yeah.
I do like that though. I want to see more Drake Warden. Just because like giant dragon rider sounds fun.
I think we should be that one guy from Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Which one?
Flying around on a dragon.
Okay.
I don't remember his name.
I need to. I
You
don't.
have to be more specific.
Yeah.
There's a lot of.
The
There's
one
a lot
who's like an archer and is like Lear the Golden Deers, whatever.
Oh.
No idea.
I
Claude.
don't-
Daenerys Targaryen? Alright, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it there. Thanks everybody for watching. Druid, I think, is quickly coloring a horse.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't think we'll be having another one on Friday. People like the Friday stream, but I need to get a video out, I think, before we do another one. So hopefully I'll have a video out soon. I hope soon. We'll try. But as is, always, who knows. Check out the latest video. Make sure you're dropping comments and subscribing and clicking the share button. Even if you don't post it anywhere, just click the share button. Then Google's like, yeah, cool stuff. I like it. That's all I got. Thanks, everybody. Stay happy. Stay healthy. Keep your dice on the table. We'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.